Hi, everybody. This is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host. And this, of course, is the channel you want to follow and subscribe to, because I get a hold of a rumor few days and a weekend before anybody else does on this platform we call YouTube. And I also give you the best analysis of the players, who's good for the Mets, who's not good for the Mets, and really who's a good player in general. But as you know, a lot of stuff going on with the Mets. So much stuff I can't keep up. Now I'm going to do a video. This video is going to be about Shohei Ohtani. But a couple things about the Mets today. It seems that Carlos Correa is getting the physical. We should know within the next 24 to 48 hours the results. His agent Scott Boras has said that we should know by Christmas if he's going to be made official the signing. As you know, last night the Mets traded James McCann. They had to trade him. He was not popular here. He did not play well here. And he had to go. He's now in Baltimore. And good luck to him. And the Mets have a roster crunch. They had 2 men over the 40-man limit. They've not announced Narvaez signing with the Mets, the new catcher. They've not announced Adam Ottavino returning to the Mets. And, of course, they have not announced Carlos Correa. Now, with all this money, in particular with Correa, and the fact that we have a glut at third base now, it'll be interesting to see what the next move is, because the Mets have said they're going to be busy this week. Carlos Carrasco could be moved to get a younger pitcher in here that makes a little less money and they have more control over. There's a possibility Darren Ruff could get moved either by release or by trade. or Eduardo Escobar could get moved. Now, I would not be so for that, because I like him a lot. I think he's a winning player. But just keep an eye on him. He might get moved. And, of course, the possibility that maybe Daniel Vogelback might get moved. So keep an eye on that. Even though he's been involved with a lot of the Mets stuff with the off season, the holiday party last week. Don't be surprised if they move him, because this team is not quite finished and not quite ready yet. You need another reliever. Also about Liam Hendricks. The White Sox said they are not moving him. They believe they're going to contend this year in 2023. But they were listening to teams, and the Mets were one of the teams. So I don't think that's going to happen. So here we go. Shohei Ohtani. Show me the money. That's what's going to happen next year, folks. Because Ohtani's going to be a free agent next year. I do not, under any circumstances, expect him to be traded during this offseason. And the Angels said they're not going to move him. And I don't expect the Angels to trade him before the trading deadline. The team's trying to get sold. The team has invested money into bringing in players that are complementary players for Mike Trout and Ohtani. The other day they signed Brandon Drury. So this team is investing, trying to build up the value of this franchise before they get sold. Obviously, they're going to get sold at some point soon, the next few months. They don't want to have like a low amount of money coming in for the sale. So they want to maximize that value. Trading Ohtani does not maximize the value. You let him play out his contract. That's the smart thing to do in the Angels' case. Now, I was watching MLB Network, and the Mets' former general manager, Steve Phillips, was asked by the lady that was interviewing him, where do you think Ohtani is going? And he said, the Mets. He's like, there's no doubt about it. No other team is going to match the money. And if Steve wants this guy, this is Steve Cohen, he's going to get him. As soon as the Correa deal fell through, he was already on the phone with Scott Boras. So now the ideal thing, and this is how I've been feeling over the last week or two, the ideal for this season, obviously, is the Mets win the World Series, and next off season as an increased reason to follow the team and to root for the team as they sign Shohei Ohtani to a lucrative deal. Because, as you know, you don't get one player with him. You get 2 players with him. You get a top-notch starter and a DH du jour or outfielder de jour. And it's funny, they could use a DH at this point, but that's of a high level. But he is going to be the premier free agent of all time. He might get $500 million next year. I mean, that is for 10 years or 12 years or whatever, the amount of years he's going to get. I mean, he might be the first $500 million player. Just due to the fact that he can do more than one thing. And if he does it over the next 5-10 years, guy's going to be a Hall of Famer. So that, in terms of his talent, there's no doubt of his talent. And from what I understand, Steve Cohen has like a crystal duck in front of his house that costs him millions of dollars. So he's not afraid to spend money. We all know that. And it's exciting to be a Mets fan because you get to, as a Mets fan now, nothing is out of our reach. Nothing is out of our reach. It's about perfect, because a lot of these teams, they don't want to spend any money. A lot of teams don't spend money. They give themselves reasons not to spend money. The Pittsburgh Pirates are, for one, they have a billionaire owner. He doesn't spend money. Why? They got a great fan base. They got great ballpark. Why don't they spend the money? Because he doesn't want to spend the money. That's what it comes down to. He's cheap. Now, I'm excited for the season to come up. But like I said, it's still nice to talk about the following year, because the following year he's the big fish, and I think he's going to the Mets. But I've been wrong before. When the Mets were when Alex Rodriguez was a free agent many years ago, I'm thinking, oh man, they're going to have him at shortstop. He's a perfect Met, and he went to the Rangers. Now there will be other teams on Ohtani. We got the Yankees, and the Yankees don't seem to be too happy. We got Randy Levine, the president of the Yankees, said today, quote, that they are the flagship team in Major League Baseball. Okay? So they're not too happy about the Mets being the number one team in town now. And there are all kinds of rumors with them about Brian Reynolds, that they want to get Brian Reynolds. I wonder why all of a sudden again. The hell was I saying? Well, anyway, we're going to have a great time over the next couple of days, even though it's Christmas time. Just keep an eye on the channel. And we're just going to have some more great times. I expect some more moves by the Mets in the next few hours and next days. I expect them to move another player off this roster. I expect them to make it. I expect them to sign another everyday player. Don't be surprised if Michael Conforto is here. He's now more of a fit than he was before this. So keep an eye on that. And keep an eye on them getting another reliever in here. Probably not Liam Hendricks. So, again, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. Keep it going, Steve Cohen. Let's get Shohei Ohtani in here next year, and I'll see you later.